So you want to start a business or you want to get into the autograph industry maybe? Well, let me give you my top 10 tips that help me grow Powers Sports Memorabilia. That's today's topic on episode 17 of the Powers Sports Memorabilia Show. All right, thank you again for joining me. I am your host, Matt Powers of the Powers Sports Memorabilia Show. Thank you again for joining me, everybody. I always appreciate it. And if you can, hit that subscribe button wherever you are watching, whether it be YouTube, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes. Always appreciate it. And please visit the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com. So, often I get asked the question of, hey, how did I get into this business? And, how would somebody possibly get into the industry? And I also get questions from other people about, running their own business and some things that have worked for me. So it got me thinking maybe I should do a little top 10 list of things that I've learned while running an autograph business. Maybe this will help you in running your business, or if you want to get into the autograph industry. There's a lot of people that want to do that maybe sell a little bit of autographs on the side right now, and they maybe want to turn it into a business. So before I get started with the top 10 list, let me just give you just a quick history of how I got to Powers Sports Memorabilia and how it all got started. Maybe that'll help you out too with getting your business started. So back in 2004, I had a internship with the Oakland Athletics, and it was in the premium seating department. So basically it was helping the luxury suite team and getting everything running, and it was some good times. And that is a tough business, man. I would not recommend going into working for a professional sports team. It sounds glamorous, but man, it is so many hours and weekends, and the pay is not great. But if you like that kind of stuff, man, it's as far as meeting people and being in professional sports, it's pretty cool, man. But there's definitely a little bit of downside to it. So anyway, I had an internship with them back in 2004. It had ended. I was looking for a new job. I happened to see a local sports memorabilia store. This is when I was living out in California. Had a job opening, and the guy that had listed the job was a guy I went to high school with. So I played baseball with him, knew him well, obviously, so gave him a quick call, went down for an interview, and started working there within like a week or so. And pretty much learned everything about the autograph business. Well, not everything, but a good start from them, and was ended up managing one of their stores. And it's a really great company, man. I really learned a lot, man. A lot of talented people there. And it's a tough business, but man, it's a rewarding business. And I'm so grateful for those guys for teaching me a lot of stuff, and especially the back end of the business and the accounting kind of stuff and all that kind of non-fun stuff, And I'm glad to see them still doing well. And it was a great time. I definitely learned a lot. So from there, I moved out here to Missouri. Wife got a job transfer. Was working for them as a remote employee. We ended that there. It just wasn't working out for both of us. And at that time, this was 2008, and I was like, well, shoot, man. I know a lot about the industry. Why don't I just do this myself? And started jumping into it, and kind of went through these steps that I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit about today, and got it going. And it was it's been through a trial and error, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. But hey, that's the story with any business. And honestly, that's what makes it fun. Is I like finding stuff that works and just crushing it. And then when stuff doesn't work, it's like, man, what went wrong there? And I love trying to figure out the solution for things. So always try to live in the solution, not the problem. So there's a lot of problems that pop up when you own your business, and it's always fun trying to figure out that solution. So anyway, let's get started here with these top 10 things. This isn't going to cover obviously everything when starting a business, but hopefully this will give you a little bit of foundation and maybe a little bit of insight, and maybe help you out a little bit, So hey, we're all here to kind of help each other, and this will maybe help you with an autograph business, or really any other e-commerce business that you wish to get started, So number one thing that I would do when getting started is get a website, okay? Get a domain that is going to be keyword friendly to your business. So if I am doing a dog training business, I want my website to be Powers Dog Training, or Authentic Dog Training, or Cheap Dog, whatever you want to do. Pick a URL that's going to be somewhere around there. You'll thank me later for that one. So get a website though. There's plenty of other website companies out there that'll build you a custom website. honestly, I wouldn't jack around with that at all. There are other platforms out there that already have pre-built websites that you can just kind of plug and play stuff. That's what I would do. It's going to be a lot cheaper for you. And later on down the road, if you want to make changes to it, it's super easy. When you do a custom site, making changes means you got to pay someone to do that. So you don't want to do that. So find something that's kind of customizable, but it's kind of plug and play kind of stuff. So you can, if you want to change something, you just drag and drop. You can change it real easily. And there's some couple of different platforms out there that'll help you do that. So, but remember, building websites is hard. It's not easy. I remember when I was getting started, my gosh, dude, I thought I was going to put a website up and be making money the next day. And I'm on my, third or fourth website right now. So, and here we are 2019, so we're 11 years later, okay? And it takes a lot of time, you know? So once you get that website up though, you're going to have to eventually pay someone to run the back end stuff for you. So, you know, building up those links and all that stuff takes time. It takes some expertise. So eventually you're going to have to hire someone, but don't start off by doing that because that takes a lot of money to do that. But getting a website up and running is definitely a good thing. And then obviously, you know, get your social media presence going so that way you can tell people where your website is so you can build kind of some organic traffic through there. So that'll be tip number 1. Excuse me. Tip number 2 is start off small with your inventory. Don't buy a bunch of crazy crap, you know. My industry, hey, start off with maybe some autographed baseballs, mini helmets, cheap stuff that is going to be hopefully going to sell quickly for you. Obviously, if you're getting into this business, hopefully you already know something about the business. So you can pick some things that are going to sell well for you, sell quickly, so you're not storing a bunch of inventory. You can turn that stuff quickly and you know, take that profit and buy more items. So just get a few small things. Don't be doing like frame jerseys and crazy crap like that, okay? Number 3 is don't expect to pay yourself right away, okay? You gotta build up that nest egg, okay? You gotta really put every dollar you can back into that business. Every dollar you put back in that business is just gonna help it grow faster and faster and faster. In my particular case, I didn't pay myself for the first like 5 years. Like I did not take a dime out of the business. And what that allowed me to do is, granted, I was doing another job at the same time, so obviously I needed to have some income, but this was my side hustle, you know? And it just allowed me to really build up that nest egg, so when I did make the transfer over to becoming a full-time, like this was my deal, this is what I'm gonna do, I had a big buffer there, man, so it was a lot easier mentally on me, but also, hey, you know, I had that nest egg in there that I could go out now and I could go out and get that SEO person, or I can go out and get a new site or whatever I wanted to do, or buy all that inventory that I wanted to do. So it allowed me to go, like Gary Vee talks about, go on the offensive instead of always being on the defensive, you know? So that would be one of my biggest tips is don't expect to pay yourself right off the bat. You know, this is not glamorous right off the bat. So number 4 is another financial one. Keep your overhead low. You know, don't go out and rent that building. You don't need to right off the bat, okay? You don't need all that stuff. Eventually, you probably might, and that would be a good thing, right? You know, your business is growing. You need a place to for customers to come in and all that kind of stuff. Hey, great, man. But I definitely wouldn't do that right off the gate, okay? Don't expect to hire anybody right away either. And I wouldn't, you know. I kind of enjoyed learning the accounting stuff of the business and learning advertising stuff and, you know, back-end website stuff that maybe I didn't really know all about. So it just helped me learn more about my business. So when I hired somebody to do it, me and them could speak the same language and I can understand and say, hey, listen, Matt, we want to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, that makes sense. You know, as opposed to being like, what is X, Y, and Z? If, you know, if you catch my drift on there. So, so don't expect to hire anybody right off the bat, okay? Number 5, once you do get the position to hire people to do stuff that you don't want to do, you know, like taxes. You know, I don't want to do taxes, so I have an accountant for that, okay? I don't want to do website stuff, so I have a person who does the website things. You know, certain stuff like that, like, you know, Photoshop work, you know, little, you know, stuff like that, I had other people do. So I can focus on the things that I think will help my business grow quickly, but also things that are going to return, you know, money back into the business. You know, I don't want to spend my time on things that are, you know, taking money out of the business, if that makes sense to you. So number 6 is constantly be creating content and free content. You know, stuff like this, you know. People like free stuff, you know, duh. You know, so giving away information that is going to be helpful to people. Not only does it create depth on your website, so you can put this information on your website, people can browse that. Hey, if they're looking for information on starting a business, hey, maybe they'll find this video or this blog post or this podcast post. So creating free stuff definitely builds trust with people, but hey, it also shows that, hey, you know what the heck you're talking about, you know? Like, hey, I know what JSA, PSA, and Beckett are, you know? So it just builds a little more of authority with you and your brand, okay? Number 7, find your niche. Find something where people aren't selling. So, you know, like for example, I played college baseball. I thought that, you know, selling college baseball autographs would be a good thing getting into this business. And some were okay, you know, like Will Clark, Mississippi State signed jerseys. Maybe the Buster Posey, Florida State ones. But I had some Brian Wilson LSU ones. Remember Brian Wilson, Fear of the Beard? Yeah, not a hot seller, okay? Not now. Back in 2010, was it 10? Yeah, 2010 when they won the World Series. Man, he was the hottest guy out there. But not so much anymore. So just be careful with that. But find something that people aren't selling, you know? Like I sell CrossFit autographs. Rich Frowning. Nobody else is selling that stuff. So, you know, find something that'll work for you. Something that you can, you know, less competition on, but create some good margins for you. Number 8, you're going to have to find people that are going to help you grow your business. And I'm talking about dealers and other vendors, people that handle shipping for you, people that handle framing, whatever it is. So find people that you trust that will handle your stuff like if you were handling it, and people that will, you know, if there's a problem, will handle it the way that you want to. So, you know, there are a lot of bad dealers in really any industry, okay? There's a lot of lazy people out there, people that do this as their side thing and they don't have the time to talk to you or whatever they get because, you know, they're working at AT&T throughout the day. Don't work with those people, okay? Find somebody who does this thing full time, that can handle your problem, that knows what's going on, that's been in the industry, and that can, you know, take care of your stuff the way that you would want it taken care of, okay? And that takes a little bit of time to find those people. You can find them through trade shows and all that kind of stuff, but Google's also a good friend for that. But find people you trust, try them out, and see how it goes. So, number 9 is find some white spaces in your industry. You know, where are people not? You know, like I'm talking about not just selling items and whatnot, but you know, where are people not putting content? You know, which products aren't being offered, stuff like that. You know, and figure out, well, why aren't these things there? Why aren't people there? And then maybe figure out, well, maybe it's because nothing sells there. You know, like for example, you know, we're not selling soccer ball cases, okay? Soccer ball cases suck, you know. Nobody buys that stuff, okay? So maybe that's the reason why. But, you know, hey, if somebody isn't selling signed soccer balls, hey, maybe that's something you want to start doing, you know, if you decided that that's something that's going to be a profitable thing for you. So just find some white spaces within your industry, whether that's through products, content, really anything, you know. Number 10 is, you know, turn your business into something fun, you know. And this is definitely redundant, but man, if you're not enjoying it, man, maybe you've got a passion for something else. You know, maybe this isn't your thing, you know, and that's okay too, you know. I mean, when I started this thing, it was just, the passion was more about the sales, you know, but now it's kind of, the passion is kind of shifted into creating kind of free content information for people and YouTube and podcast stuff, and that's kind of my passion with the business. Now, yes, don't get me wrong, I love to make sales and get, you know, great autographs in people's hands and really see them, hey, Matt, got the autograph, man. Dude, it looks great, man. Appreciate all that. Man, I love all that stuff, man. I love making, you know, getting people good gifts. And, hey, I got it to my Uncle Joe, and he absolutely loves it. That's really cool, man. That definitely keeps me going, too. But, man, it's just that change from when I started the business, you know. So, definitely, obviously, I like making sales. But, man, I love creating this new content for everybody. So, and, you know, last tip I guess I would give, kind of a little bonus tip is, you know, once you've kind of got this stuff established, you need to protect your business, okay? So you need to do maybe an LLC or something like that. So definitely get with a lawyer on that one and get something set up and make sure you protect yourself, you know, from the crazies out there, you know. So you don't want somebody dropping a baseball case on their foot because they were, you know, doing God knows what with it and suing you. So, you know, you hear crazy stuff out there. So just make sure that you protect what you built. So. Hopefully that helps you guys out. I know it's not a whole bunch of different things there, but I tried to cover kind of 10 that I thought were kind of really kind of pertinent and easy to explain. But if you got, you know, hey, any other tips that you think that help, you know, you grow your business, hey, leave them comment below. But definitely appreciate you guys listening here. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you are watching or listening. I always appreciate that. And of course, please visit the website powersportsmemorabilia.com. Thanks again for episode 17. I will be episode 18 coming up in a couple days. Got a couple big new signings. Former football players retired. One of them is straight cash homie. Who might that be? Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.